Tonight was the night of chaos at Bowman Gray Stadium. Skid races, chain races, and as you see behind us, the carnage from a demo derby. But there was also Twin 25 features for the modifieds, and Tim Brown came home with his 96th career victory at the Madhouse. How dominant has Tim Brown been this season?
He's been pretty dominant as of late. 2 wins in the last 3 weeks. And remember, there was so much to do about his 30-race winless streak all of last year into this season. We knew the drama that happened on the opening night with him and Danny Bone getting into it, and you could just feel it wearing on Tim Brown. And he was frustrated for himself, frustrated for his family, frustrated for his sponsors, frustrated of this fanatical crowd getting on his case for not winning a race. And now he's won 2 out of the last 3. He's got a little pep in his step. He's excited closing in on Bert Myers in that championship quest. Remember, Bert Myers going for his 11th, Tim Brown going for his 13th title. There is just a little bit of a rivalry there, which is awesome, honestly, because that's what Bowman Gray is all about. So Tim Brown goes green to checker, and everybody might say, listen, that was an easy win, right? But he set the tone in qualifying. He turned an O. And it was the fastest lap in all of qualifying this year. So by virtue of that, he had the honor, the right to start on the pole for that first Twin 25. And listen, he set sail from there. There was no competition whatsoever, really, for Tim Brown. But I got to bust you because you come to Bowman Gray working for Short Track Life. You're a fanboy with your Dale Earnhardt Jr. Sun Drop late model shirt. What's that about?
Listen, this is one of the best looking late model stock cars I've ever seen. It raced at North Wilkesboro this week, and we were there this afternoon for the Craftsman Truck Series race. And
oh, by the way, he wasn't at the late model show on Wednesday. Where were you, by the way?
I was at the beach, but
okay.
I'm here for all the the action at the Madhouse and the All-Star race.
Dad had to
and all
work
this weekend,
all by himself. Yeah.
But we're looking forward to all the Short Track Life coverage next week as well. We'll have, I think, 5 straight days of racing or something like that, so certainly more content to come. But back to the modifieds, the second one. Talk about the driver who won that had a little hand injury that we also did an interview you can catch on Short Track Life later on, but how he battled through that and just dominated that race.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible for Dan Spiny. His brother finishing second, and only the 4th driver from the state of Pennsylvania to win in the NASCAR mods at Bowman Gray Stadium. Pretty cool, but there's so much drama, not only his hand, but remember, his brother was DQ'd last year, a muffler infraction. And Dan is fighting back with torn tendons in his hand and his thumb area. And that happened 2 weeks ago here, throttle hung, wound up, hitting another driver and, knew his hand hurt him, was, typical dude, just didn't want to go to the doctor, knew his hand hurt. He wrapped it real good and came out here and got into a little bit of an incident last week as well. Then went to the doctor this week, and the doctor was like, listen, you tore up some tendons in your hand. So they put a cast on it. You could see that cast in that interview, like Blaise said, on Short Track Life on the interview, but he's one tough customer. He doesn't know how he's going to feel tomorrow morning when he wakes up. Right now, though, feeling very good with the first win of his career, and he, unlike his brother, is full-time this season at Bowman Gray Stadium. So this speaks volumes. And the Twin 25 format, a lot of people knock it. But if you think about it, Dan Spiny is the epitome of why Greg Garrison does the Twin 25 lap format. Because Dan finished second in that first race, and the Madhouse Scramble, the 12 pill was drawn. So that put Dan Spiny on the pole, then his brother blocked Jason Myers. It's just so much drama. You're going to have to watch the interviews for both Dan Spiny and Tim Brown, because Tim Brown was showing his emotion a little bit, because a lot of people knocked on him. All the Tim Brown haters of the world, and there are a bunch of fans as well. But Tim actually spoke directly to those fans in our interview here on Short Track Life. You got to check it out.
Now, one repeat winner, one new winner. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Bert Myers versus Tim Brown, points chase. Bert Myers staying consistent early on, getting the Hayes Jewelers 200 victory, but Tim Brown coming on hot as of late. Who would you rather be going on from the season now that they're so close and have a little bit different of momentum streaks going on?
I don't know how to answer that, but I know both drivers are really not focused on the championship yet. they're focused on wins. Bert has said that many times, and Tim Brown has alluded to that fact as well. So they both know if the wins come, the championship, at least they'll be put in that championship equation. So I think that's the key thing right now, but it'll be interesting to see how the points shake out, because we didn't get a glimpse of that before taping this, because remember, okay, Tim Brown finishes first in the first race. He finished, I don't know, 9th, 10th, something like that in the second race. Well, it's your average between both races. So say he did finish 10th. Well, it would be a 5th place average. You know, Bert did a little bit better than that, I think, on average finish. So Bert technically probably gained a little bit on Tim Brown, and then Brandon Ward didn't have the best of nights. So it'll be interesting when the points shake out and are released by Bowman Gray Stadium this week.
And listen, even though it was average finish, Tim Brown keeps reminding you, I bet he doesn't even care that he finished, 10 inside the top 10 somewhere inside that second race. He is just win hungry this year.
Oh, he is. I mean, think about it. 96 career wins. That's now 7 better than his rival, Bert Myers. He's trying to catch him in the points right now. All the focus is on wins, like I said, but also to beat the other. Bert Myers wants to beat Tim Brown. Tim Brown wants to beat Bert Myers. And they listen to each other's interviews, and there's digs in there. And that's what makes this place the Madhouse and makes it special.
Now, double features as well in the Sportsman division. We're just going to go straight to the second race. Tommy Neal did win that one.
Zach Orr won the first race.
Zach Orr won the first one, but the second race, the most chaotic race of the night. You were up in the booth for that one for Flow Racing a little bit. Talk about the on-track chaos that went on in the backstretch there. I know I could hear the fans all around going crazy.
Yeah, Justin Taylor was involved in something with Nate Gregg, and Justin kind of went after him a couple times. Never made contact with him under caution, but did look to go after him a couple of times. And then, Nate, gets his dad involved, and then late in the race, Michael Adams moves Nate Gregg. So Nate's mad at Michael Adams. Adams definitely roughed up a few people here. And then Justin Taylor kind of pulled over to, to the Greggs afterwards and said, see, Michael Adams got you back. And that had nothing to do with anything there. But the drama certainly full tilt in that second Sportsman race. And oh, by the way, Tommy Neal wins his 55th career NASCAR Sportsman race here at the stadium. That's second all time, only 3 away from the record. So listen, a lot is on the line next week, and I think we're going to see fireworks here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Double points next week for all divisions, so certainly a lot of pressures on these drivers, including Tim Brown, Bert Myers, any other Jason Myers, who won the last week, to really perform well, because double points night, say Bert Myers gets a win and Tim Brown falls back to like 12th, that could be detrimental for your season.
Oh, and don't forget, it's a 100-lap Sportsman race next week as well. So, you can gain a lot, you can lose a lot. So for the people that lose a lot, I'm sure the tempers, the emotions going to be rising here at Bowman Gray Stadium. I'm going to be looking forward to it. I'll be part of the Flow Racing broadcast team next week, while my brother Matthew goes and tends to some other duties for Flow Racing. So we really enjoy the coverage here. We come as a family. We get free content through Short Track Life, and that's why we ask you to hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, your family, your enemies to subscribe to Short Track Life, because we're trying to bring you coverage without a fee to watch, and some unique perspectives and interviews and action. And Blaise is putting together a music video this week from all the action here at Bowman Gray Stadium as well.
Now another weekend and just more chaos, just as normal, just as promised, just as these fans love at Bowman Gray Stadium. But before we wrap up, I want to take a quick second to preview this next week that we have for Short Track Life, because it's got all sorts of different forms of racing. All started with the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series at Millbridge. Tuesday night and Wednesday night we'll have coverage there. And then it all goes to the ASA National Series Pavement Super Late Models at Hickory Motor Speedway. And then you're the voice of the Smart Modified Tour. Will be in Franklin County. How excited are you to be there?
Oh, I'm excited for the entire week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get some sleep on Sunday probably, because this week will be just hectic like you wouldn't believe. But looking forward to going back to Millbridge Speedway, a track that has meant a lot to the Dillners. And Ashley and Jeremy Burnett have done such a fabulous job with that. But the Extreme Midget Series, is going to be fun to watch. Gavin Boschel, our buddy, is going to be running there, trying to go back to back with wins in the midgets,
defending his home turf.
Absolutely. Yep. And then after that, there's so much racing going on. ASA returning to Hickory Motor Speedway, the birthplace of NASCAR stars, for the first time in 20 years. Do you even know who went to Victory Lane the last time ASA was there?
I don't recall.
A driver by the name of Scott Wimmer, who went on to wins the NASCAR Busch Series and then ran in the NASCAR Cup Series. In fact, the week after that win at ASA 20 some odd years ago, he got the call from Bill Davis to say, hey, come and run my Busch team, come and run some other races in the ARCA Series, and then he went on to the Cup Series as well. So I think it's really unique that a historic racetrack is going to host a historic racing series on Thursday night. Tar Heel 250, part of Thursday Night Thunder in the foothills, is going to be a blast. And then you're going over to Tri-County Speedway on Saturday. Obviously, we have the Smart Modified Tour powered by Pace-O-Matic. On Friday night, Franklin County Speedway. Chris Williams, live on Short Track Life today, was talking all about that. It's going to be a great deal. He's got about 22 cars expected for Franklin County Speedway on Friday night. But then Saturday, as I alluded to, $30,000 on the line for the Cars Tour at Tri-County Speedway.
$30,000, and you know, Carson Quapple has been dominant this season, but he didn't go to Victory Lane in North Wilkesboro Speedway. You saw Butterbean win, which was pretty cool to mix things up a little bit. We'll also have the Pro Late models in action, and that will possibly be the biggest show Memorial Day weekend. Certainly don't want to miss that live on Flow Racing. But as we wrap things up here from the Madhouse tonight, like you can see behind us, people are still walking through the infield picking up carnage from this demo derby. But for sure, subscribe to our Short Track Life YouTube channel, and give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And if you like our coverage, we'll have plenty more for you to come.
And remember, they were fighting long after a demo derby. What are they fighting about? They're supposed to hit each other. Come on.
I mean, you know, you're supposed to hit each other. It's the whole part of a demo derby. But you know, just that's the Madhouse for you. So
absolutely.